In studying this week's Torah portion, Tetze, I came across a very interesting interpretation by the Chief Rabbi of England, Rabbi Jonathan Sacks, who points us to chapter 23, verse 8, in which we're told, "Do not hate the Egyptians, because you were strangers in their land." This obscure text seems to make little sense. We weren't just strangers in the land. They oppressed us. We must hate them. And the text tells us, do not hate them. Rabbi Sacks points out that as long as people trying to be free have hatred in their lives, they're not totally free. Hatred really imprisons us, and it keeps us from becoming all that we can be. It's not the proper response. It made me think of the story of the rabbi and his disciples who approached a cave, and the cave was totally dark. And the disciples said to the rabbi, "Rabbi, we can't go in there. It's so totally dark. We want to get rid of the darkness." And the rabbi says, "Well, how do you think we should get rid of the darkness?" And one student said, "Well, let's sweep it out. I have a broom here." And the rabbi says, "Go ahead and try." So the student went into the cave and started sweeping, and of course came out frustrated. "Can't sweep the darkness out." The rabbi says, "That's right. How about another one of you? What would you like to do?" Another one raises up a cane and says, "I'm going to go in and beat the darkness out." So he went into the cave and started beating, and of course it got no lighter. Came out and said to the rabbi, "Well, beating doesn't work either." The rabbi says, "That's correct. I want to suggest that you take a candle in there." And one of the disciples took a candle in there, and indeed, as the candle and the student went in, the cave became brighter. And that's how darkness was eliminated. Hatred darkens our lives, and the more we hold on to it, the more we hurt ourselves. And in order to be free, we need to let go of it. This doesn't mean that we forget the past. We're always told to remember that we were slaves in Egypt. But the reason to do that is not so that we will hate the Egyptians. It's so that we will, in turn, treat those who depend on us for freedom with more compassion, with help, so that everyone can enjoy the freedom that we take for granted. So let's remember that in this week's Torah portion, we have many things that might seem to be obscure or even illogical. But with the interpretations of our great tradition, we can understand how they can make our lives even better today. Shabbat Shalom.